Hello, welcome to this edition of AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm your host, Alexis K. Tyler. I want to get to a reading I've been working on the past couple of days for you. It's very important. Nipsey wanted this reading done. So, even though I'm very busy, I'm very tired, I decided to go ahead and come on and put this up here. So I'm going to go quickly because for some reason my battery is not holding and I got to get another charger. I got to find a charger from somewhere. Somebody bring me a charger or something. So before we get too deeply in it, my name is Alexis K. Tyler. I'm a psychic medium. I speak to people that are physically dead yet still alive and speak to me from the other side, move back and forth between this world and the other world. They still want to talk, still want to live and move in this arena. Hey baby, hey Monica, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm taking care of everything. Thank you for being patient there. Thank you for everybody for being patient and giving me the chance to get to everything. So what I'm doing, I don't know these people. This information is for entertainment purposes only. It's alleged. I don't claim to know anybody I'm doing a reading about. I see all these things in the spirit. I was trying to put this off. I'm not finished with it. This is like part 2 to No Remorse with Puma and Nipsey Hussle. However, this is kind of something I didn't want to touch, but someone sent me the pictures of Puma and Samantha, with Samantha basically almost naked and on her knees with Puma. And when I saw it, Nipsey got very upset, and I wasn't still going to say anything about it because I'm like, well, that's, she's an adult. That's none of my business. But people gave me their opinion about it, and they didn't like the way it looked, and I wondered about it, like because Puma, baby mama, is encouraging this, especially to have her on her knees. So let me quickly go into this, because I don't have a lot of time, and it's long. This is part 2. I might have to come back and do a part 3 on this. What Nipsey was saying, and when I laid the cards out, it really scared me. It scared me because when I look at both of them, when I look at Puma, baby mama, and I look at Nipsey's baby sister, I see a lot of violent men. There's a violent group, a gang group, organized crime, dealing with politics, having their hand in good business on the top, and real estate, and supposedly youth programs and gangs, and then on the low dealing with organized crime, violence, death, theft, sex slavery. It's also tied into the rap and the music industry. And it bothered me because both of them have very violent men around them, and there's a lot of danger around them. And it scared me too because I was concerned about Nipsey's sister, but I'm sure she knows that some of the men that murdered Nipsey are also hanging around Samantha and Puma. And they know who these men are. Puma truly has no remorse and is dealing with the men that murdered, from what I'm seeing in the spirit, allegedly associating with the men that murdered and brutally beat and assassinated Nipsey Hussle. The man, the love of her life, her husband, her life partner, supposedly the last person that he was in a relationship with, that he spent his life with, who he's saying he was not. The very last few months of his life, physical life, he was very paranoid. He had been threatened. He knew that his own gang and people associated with it were going to kill him because they were telling him they were going to kill him. And it's really amazing how he wore the big Malcolm X chain, and he died the same way. He physically died the same way at the hand of his own brothers and his own females that were jealous of him and claimed that they loved him. They helped to set him up, and his own organization just like Malcolm X did, for doing the right thing and standing up and going against the grain and not participating in the sex acts, the child sex act, child prostitution, all the things he knew that he was told that Elijah stood for, and he found out he really didn't. All of the other men went along with it, and women, and he would not. Malcolm X would not. And they end up hiding, being very paranoid with his wife and his family, who loved him to death. Betty Shabazz, who was his real ride or die, and a woman he married and his real life partner he committed to. She was there to the end and continued to be loyal to her husband, Malcolm X, until the end. Nipsey saying he did not have, well, I don't know. All I know is Betty Shabazz didn't turn on her husband. She did not set her husband up. She did not say she was married to him and really wasn't. She didn't say that was the love of her life and really wasn't. She stood with her husband. And she never turned against her husband or spoke ill of her husband. He is saying that Samantha has to move very carefully, and so does Puma, because they both associate with people that are responsible for killing Nipsey. And he's also saying that he doesn't understand. He said, when I looked at Samantha, I could be wrong, and I'm willing to be wrong. And he also said, that she trusts Puma, and she's trusted her for a while, even when they were living together, and she thought that Puma was her friend. But she saw the drama and trouble between Puma and Nipsey, even though they had the baby cross, before the baby, after the baby. They weren't happy, and he cheated, and so did she. They did group sex things together, as well as him cheating on her, and he said she cheated on him with Diddy and a couple of niggas that was supposed to be his riders or even in his clique. This is what he's saying. That's why they were constantly up and down, back and forth, and he was seeing other people. He said he knew he could not trust her, and he knew that it was something wrong when he said, I met her, I thought I loved her, I thought I wanted her to be my wife. Look, again, Elise, whoever you are, if you want to go and put that somewhere else, you can go put it somewhere else. I'm really not interested in it, and I'm not going to defame Betty Shabazz or speak ill of her in my life or anywhere else, because I don't see that, and I don't see that's how she lived, and she deserved what happened to her. So, but you can go share it somewhere else. Okay. Nipsey said that he at first wanted to marry her. He thought she was the one in spiritual and wanted to make her his wife until he saw she wasn't a spiritual woman with honor and integrity. And she did not have the talents that he wanted her to have. He knew that she could not be what he needed her to be. And when he said he was having sex with her, and it got to a point where he felt like he was so into her and actually crazy. He said she drove him crazy because he could not focus, he could not move forward. He said, and he knew that was not normal for him. He said, ain't no woman gonna control him or control his money with her pussy. Pussy don't run him. Pussy don't control him. And he said when he saw that, he started feeling that, and that was an unnatural feeling for him. He's like, I thought I loved her at first. I thought I was in love with her. But being obsessed with her pussy, being obsessed with her, he said, ain't no woman gonna ever take no money from me or run me or make me obsessed with a pussy. Pussy don't run me, and it's not gonna make me marry her and her give me an allowance and she steal my marathon property and my money. So that's why I started to cheat and I started to pull away, because I knew that some black magic, some type of love spell, something had been done to me, because I control my dick, I control my life, I control my destiny, I control my reality. No woman's pussy has ever controlled my mind, my body, my bank account, or any decision that I make. So he said he was back and forth with her, off and on, up and down. Even though he got her pregnant several times, he still knew a part of him was in and a part of him was out. It's the same way when he got with Tanisha and all those years, dealt with her back and forth, up and on, up and down, cheating. He cheated, she cheated. A part of him knew, this is not going to be my wife. This is not what I thought it was going to be. So I'm in and I'm out. One part is in, one part is out. Then he thought that this Puma was better and more above. Then he saw, wait a minute, this is more of a contradiction. This was more conflict, but it was more of a dressed up, higher class version of Tanisha and the same drama, conflict, and confrontations. He's saying that basically, he said Puma is initiating and using and abusing and humiliating and degrading and wounding the fragmented little girl inside of Nipsey's sister. She's doing it for the elite in front of the world as a programmer and a handler of lesser souls that look up to her as a lower level gatekeeper to let young, naive, fractured, fragmented, abused girls inside of young women's bodies enter the dark side of the lower level sex training and the sex train track of prostitution, fake illusion of self-importance, and being sold fake dreams and fame and fake fortune by a MK Ultra beta sex slave. Nipsey's sister looks up to Lauren Puma and wants to be her and have fake elite status and wealth, and has been promised that life through a satanic black boule sisterhood of fake Egyptian spirituality, consciousness, and entity demon soul swapping hidden by consciousness, pretending that it's conscious, fake, woke, and this conscious community and society. But he's saying it's not that, it's to lure her in. And he said it's a group of witches, a cistern group that Puma is a part of. Because you have to understand, Puma's been in this business for a while, in this industry for a while, acting for a while, known for a while, been initiate in it, and does whatever she's told to do to get her jobs in acting and opportunities. So she looks at Samantha as a little girl or somebody, a neophyte, someone young, dumb, that admires her and puts her on a pedestal and wants to be her, wants to be like her, and feels that if she stays close to her, even though a part of her suspects Puma of being involved with killing her brother, or being a co-conspirator and setting him up and exploiting the loss of his life by gaining his money in the marathon and recognition and prestige. A part of Samantha believes that this was done and Puma may be a part of that situation. But a part of her is hanging on and thinking she can benefit, or this woman's going to make up for it or do things for her, open doors and opportunities for her. And from what Nipsey's saying and from what I saw in the picture, Puma does not like or respect or give three fucks about Nipsey's sister. She's handling her and manipulating her for some end game. This is like a game to her. She takes his sister as a joke. She thinks she's above her and better than her. The half-breed superstar that really isn't a superstar, but she looks at up to this woman on a pedestal. If I could be you, if I could do what you do, if you could help me, if you open doors for me. And the way she talks to her and handles her when we don't see it, Nipsey says his sister is afraid to completely let go and turn on her because Puma's very vindictive. And she hopes that she's going to help her, and if she pulls away, she will shut down whatever promises or opportunities, or maybe not let her see her nephew cross if she turns away. But what I'm telling you is, what Nipsey told me, it's a matter of time before she turns on Nipsey's sister anyway. She doesn't give a fuck about her. She thinks she's stupid. She doesn't look up to her and trust her at all. You're standing outside in the hot sun with some leather pants on, some high heel shoes, some braids in your head, look like Poetic Justice with Tupac and Janet Jackson, with some big hoop ghetto earrings like you want to be a hood boss bitch. you are standing over her with this very menacing, evil look in her eyes, like I'm pimping this bitch. Samantha is on her knees in front of Puma with some shorts on or some high heels, like she's a prostitute. Like she's initiating her to be a high-class call girl for the elite. And when I look in Samantha's eyes, I see a wounded little girl, a very heartbroken little girl that is full of pain and contradiction, looking for people to connect with and love her, looking for a group of acceptance. But then I also see her mother, Angelique. She's upset with her mother, heartbroken by her mother. There are a lot of drama and things that went on in her childhood, and as she grew up with her mother, that she hasn't healed, her mother hasn't healed. There's been arguments, there's been boundary, there's an isolation. The mother's hard, she can be hard. The mother said, you don't understand me. Samantha said, no, you don't understand me. You let this happen to me. You let that happen to me. I don't know if any abuse happened, but what I'm seeing in the spirit, that's what I saw in her mind. And that's what Nipsey's saying, and say he used to trust Puma. Yes, Puma's very divisive. She's playing a mind game with this girl. She gives 0 fucks about this girl. She holding on to her and putting her in the public to show the people that love Nipsey that they still riding with her and connected with her so she can still get the money, the sympathy money and the dead people insurance policy money and the marathon money. She don't like that girl. And Puma she don't trust and like Samantha. She's very divisive. She's the type of bitch that'll sit here and tell that girl, oh, I can help you do this. I got this connection. I can open this door, that door. Take off your clothes. I'm going to support you in that. Let's say, Nipsey said, even if my sister was like that, even if she liked to pull her drawers down or wedge them in her ass in public in front of the camera, let her do that on her own. Because that's really a baby. Samantha a baby in comparison to Puma. Puma almost 40 years old. She in her mid-late 30s, almost 40 years old, and you're up here, got that young girl. I think that Samantha in her 20s, that's her baby. In comparison to her, you're supposed to be leading her way, and you're so in love with her brother, and you respect her brother so much that this the second time I done seen her do this. You had all money in on their knees around you, wearing Nip clothes, 1 foot forward, 1 foot backward, then tried to pose like Nip, like you the lady boss, like you are the female, complete 100 counterpart of Nipsey, and you have been put in place to take his place, but he didn't make you that. You you had the All Money In crew on a picture with last year or so, bowing down on their knees around you, and now you have his sister with her clothes off like she ready to sell some pussy and shake some ass on the strip or in one of them private elite parties on her goddamn knees, and you looking down at her like, bitch, please, it's clear you don't like the little girl. You think you're superior, you above her, you're better than her, you're more special than her, and the look in the girl's eyes is pain. When I looked in her eyes, I don't see the same evil, divisive, treacherous shit in her eyes that I see in Puma eyes. And she's the type of person that will encourage Samantha. Samantha done told her all her business, all Nipsey business, all the mama business, all the childhood, Black Sam and all that. Trying to confide and trust her. She took that, told other people, spent it, and used it against her. And then while you encouraging her to get naked, bitch, get on your knees, bitch, like you finna suck my dick, and I'm your pimp, bitch. Let the whole world know, bitch, who run it, bitch. Goddamn it, Puma run it, bitch. Got her doing that, and behind her back, laughing at his motherfucking sister. Thinking she's stupid. Trying to hang on. This girl is in pain. I can't make fun of Samantha because that's a baby. I don't care who she fuck, how high she got, that's her baby. A real hurt, wounded little girl in a big old body. Big grown woman body, and Puma know that shit, and then it's like it's something that you're doing that's devilish and devious and dirty as hell. To have that girl up there and you're showing the world, you're showing the elite where you've been handled and had your ass beat and pimped and fought and on your knees and shit. Now you're showing them I'm finna do it to her. I'm gonna do it real good to get her distracted because there's something I still want from her brother or that chip or that crypto, something you did not get, and you are using that little girl, but that young girl, but you wanna take her down. And the problem, like you helped took her brother down. But one thing you know you ain't got no pictures of that you could not do, you could never get Nipsey on his knees. He had you on yours, basically all fours like a dog, eating pussy, sucking dick and NUTs, snorting pee and popping pills in the place to be. You couldn't get our brother down. You couldn't own him and control him and possess him in the body. You can't own him, control him, and possess him outside of the physical body, in the spirit body. This is showing your anger, rage, and resentment of her brother. Because you say you just came back out and did this movie and do the interview because you've been in a daze and you've been heartbroken and so hurt over the love of your life. Your husband, which we have no evidence he was never married to you. We have no evidence he was ever engaged to you. The last part of his life, he wasn't even living with you. He wasn't with you. It's too much drama. I'm going to tell you this, and you all grown women, you tells me what the fuck you think, okay? If I was married to a nigga, that's my real nigga. Even if we married in the spirit, we ride to die, I do anything for the nigga. I'm in love with the nigga. He gets shot suddenly and assassinated and he's not here. I know his sister, she lived with me, just like they was living with them, riding around in his blue Lambo, and you could tell it wasn't made for her. It wasn't custom made for her because her legs were too short. They driving, they drinking, they drunk, they giggling in this man's car, in this man's house. You go for the goal. You're taking everything you can. You sitting inside of there exploiting his death, exploiting the sister's pain. And he also said that there's conflict with Black Sam and Samantha and you. So I wonder, all of y'all close together because he can see more through the real lies and realize it than his little sister can. So let's say that happened to my nigga that I love to the moon and back and love more than anything, and I've been grieving for 2 years, and then his little sister come around me, and I know his little sister look up to me, want to be me, and want to act like me, and get the entertainment. She love hanging around celebrities, and she want to be a celebrity herself, off of, and nobody knew her before that, off of the death of her brother. Now everybody's treating her special because they love Nipsey, and because that's his sister. If that was me, and his little sister came around me, and because of the love and the respect I have for this grown-ass man that loved me, changed me, healed me, claimed she most spiritual because of this man, I would never get out in public and take a picture of his sister on her knees in front of my pussy, butt naked or halfway naked, and then clap and click like and encourage her up, bent over to the world with her butt. Even if that's what she want to do. You know, I love your brother. That's my nigga. I love him. I can't get over him. I'm hurting. I can't stop you. You grown. You do what you want to do. If you want to get up there and do that, ain't nothing I could do to stop you. But I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not finna get out here. Whether you try to say it was a joke or what, baby, subliminal speak everything. It's saying like either you got a self-esteem problem or you got a heart problem. You definitely got a mama problem. Because I know your mama Angelique would never, and tell me that's her baby, like that's her little sister or your little daughter or something. Her real mama Angelique would never pull no shit like that, no matter what they done been through or what his mama have done. I don't believe his mother has ever or will ever get out and take a picture with her daughter on her knees in front of her fucking vagina. And then look and think it's cute and it's menacing. You could tell she has the same cold, angry look in her face, standing there and over Samantha, towering over her like she's a cold-hearted madam who only look at this young girl as somebody to sell pussy and take everything she can fucking take till she drained her, vampired on her spirit, and used her ass up. You could see that, and you could see the pain. That's a little wounded little girl. Inside of Samantha, I could see that. That's why I will never say nothing about her, about this, because I understand. She's fragmented and she's hurt. Now, I know her brother said they didn't always get along and she would fight him and turn against him. Nipsey said they had their issue, but now she really missing him. And she thinking about a lot of things he said, but she's holding it inside. She's not going to say anything and admit it because she hard-hearted in her pride and now her regret because she can't bring him back in his body. And he's saying that Puma did the same thing, vampired on him, like he said you doing them spells, and kept trying to have a baby and kept losing them, or slash abortion, say alleged abortion, but you said it was a whole bunch of miscarriage, because you was keeping the tissue, you was keeping the sperm, and you was doing vampire magic spell. I hypnotize you with the poet. Yeah, pulling energy out the man, and you getting the direct life force from his sperms, and using that to vampire and suck energy off him to weaken him, confuse him, and try to control him, and try to put sex magic and love spell on him, but he was too strong for it and coming up out of it. You were mad at him about that and regret that, because then you thought he was a weak nigga, and he said he thought you were doing him a favor. You thought you was above him because where he come from, and he come from the hood, you thought that you done him a favor to screw him, to give him some of your actress pussy, your celebrity pussy. And you looked it down on him. And then he had to show you, I'm not a weak nigga, I'm not a bitch ass nigga, I'm not a punk nigga. Your pussy don't wrong for who you are or what movie you was in. You're not gonna take advantage of me and steal my money. She feels the same way about his sister. She feels that way about his mama. She looked down on his family and think that she is above and better than them. If you see the picture I'm talking about, where she's standing up there on that porch or that balcony, and that girl, that poor baby, is down there, exploiting on her knees, looking up. Lord have mercy, it's the most heartbreakingest thing. Because she's using that little girl until she get what she wants. And the way she's doing it, so treacherous and two-faced, will promise you one thing in your face and then go laugh and talk about you behind your back and tell your business. By the time she finished with her, she's not going to have any, I don't care what job she says she's getting, she's not going to be having any respect and credibility on the same level as Puma, baby mama, because she's painting her out here like a whore. She got her out here and she tapped her hand. Yay, get on your knee. Yay, and then Nipsey said, my sister never listened to me. She always do what she want to do, sleep who she want to sleep with. And another big issue here that really worried me is Sean Mack kept coming up here. Several people, Sean Mack came to me. The young man that the police woman in Texas, Amber Geiger, shot, came in here. Sandman the Goose came in here. So I can't get into them. I'm going to come back later because there's so much here. And what do they all have in common? They were set up by police and gangs. Sean Mack was done the same way Nipsey was, and allegedly his sister was dating Sean Mack, and Sean Mack is the brother of who David Groves that took a big chunk of the marathon. You see how all of these are tied together, and the people that are involved with these murders, like Sean Mack, Nipsey, a couple of other people that were assassinated for him. Oh yes, his bodyguards, Fats, came in here. Also, somebody dealing with gangs in LAPD helped to set up and shot Fats to create a wedge and to create no security and stability around Nipsey, because he loved Nipsey. They loved each other. That was one of his bodyguards. He really rode for Nipsey. That was all a setup, in the same people in comments hanging around Samantha and Puma, baby mama. This is a real bad situation. And he said she know what that means, because she has been done the Illuminati ritual. That's why she's still in there doing movies and selling herself and exploiting herself. And now she's become a handler and a trainer by doing that to Nipsey and young girls, with the other older women she hang with that both be so conscious and spiritual in the conscious community and woven into the entertainment community. They get them young girls and traffic them in there to get deals and go to them sex parties and rituals and exploit them to get deals with men and get money and go up for their own survival. And she is handling Samantha, trying to do that here the same way. And Nipsey was upset. He say she know what that means. There's a backwards meaning when a woman bend over, especially a woman of color, bend over to the camera, bend over to the world and show your rectum. Show your butt. Spread your ass where you can see your anal rectal cavity. It's crack of your ass, he said, because she know and I know that no respectable woman or no woman that would want to get respect, to speak to young girls, mentor young girls, be community activists, or even get into politics and be taken seriously, would not get out there and spread the bottom of their body, spread their buttocks, and show their genitals where you have a bowel movement. He said this is really on a subliminal level trashing the sister and lowering and degrading the sister, having her to sell her goods through her bottom and her anal rectal cavity. And he said really it's also slash a homosexual, bisexual agenda. Just like people know when you bow, get on your knees and you kiss the Pope pinky finger. Really that's symbolic of you kissing the Pope rectal. And you got her down there showing she kissing yours because you got her lined up on her knees right there where your genitals at. And then you tap your hand when she gets up there, and instead of bending her face over or sitting down writing a book or showing that she's developing her mind, encourage her to bend over and show her front, top, intellect, first chakra raised to the seventh crown. You are now helping her degrade the higher chakras down to the first chakra and bend her butt over and show her butt to the world with no underwears on. Or no, I don't blame his sister for that. She don't know. She don't know the etiquette, the lingo. She have not been through the training and the MK Ultra training and the trauma that Puma has. So in ways Puma is above her. She knows the drill. This girl either want to be famous like her brother, get attention or recognition or feel big or special because she's felt so small and been treated a certain way at home or not got along with her mother, grandmother, her family. So she's looking for that in other people, trying to get fame and fortune, and these people that she thinks are her friends and love her and going to embrace her from these groups, they don't like her. They are doing this because it is something else they want from Nipsey, and a way to control and exploit her for the world to see that somebody from that family is fucking with me. So y'all need to fuck with me too, and we are still on good terms and everything is great while you keep a very close eye on her. And I also wondered when I saw Sean Mack and Nipsey brought Sean Mack in here, is Samantha doing something else with David Groves or working with David Groves? Because they all working together and she's a pawn in the game. Poor baby. I hope that when she wake up about 2-3 years from now, it's already been 2 years, so that'll be 5 years from now, that she don't be on drugs and alcohol and mentally, emotionally unstable and heartbroken from all that witchcraft and all them things they have encouraged her to do. And I hope they don't have her in these sexual parties or these parties fucking men and women making her get deals, because that's what's going to happen. She is not going to get in there because that's Nipsey's sister and they're going to give her things. That you already see how Puma is handling her. That she told her, bitch, bow down to me, worship me. No woman that got a man said she was so in love with that physically died gonna have his sister down at pussy level. Have her eyes to her pussy and on her knees. Bow down, bitch. Break me off some hoe. You then take a picture and let everybody see it and got her out like a whore. And then kiki with her friends, kiki into that little girl. And Imani ain't safe around her either. Hell, from what he said, Imani ain't even safe around her own mama, because her mama is going to try to physically fight her and turn on her as she gets older, because Imani's just like her daddy. Stubborn, ask questions, why this, why that. She's not a punk. That girl, you're not going to put that little girl on her knees, even though that you is her mama. And she's jealous of Imani. So as time go on, it's going to be fights between Tanisha and Imani that we probably will never hear about and know about. And also that baby was left with money. But her daddy, he didn't marry her either and wasn't in love with her either. And she's the same kind of whore as Puma. She's telling me these things. He's so angry about his sister. And he said, you know, I understand. She was like that and had things in her like that before. He said, but let her do that on her own. You join in and you help to take her down like that, because I keep sensing alcohol and drugs around Nipsey's sister and Puma, so I hope she's not doing it. Oh, Lord, you see how my door just closed and slammed here when I said that shit? The whole fucking door just slammed. I know he's here. Hi, baby. He said, I cannot believe that she would try to destroy my sister and claim that she's so close to me, she's close to my sister, and you are out in public making a clown of this girl. And you could see the girl is hurting. I could see the pain in Samantha's eyes. And he said, it's a group of witches behind her, Puma, controlling the narrative. She's a pawn in a low-level system of satanic black magic cisterns that control the mind of sex-trafficked children. It's also sex-trafficked children is close by here. So a part of her is fragmented, and a hurt child is very wounded and lost, looking for her mother, Angelique. She wants to be in the arms of women on the outside of her real mother, but really wishes to be saved by her real mother. And so she's looking for love, fame, and stardom with these women lying to her. Like this one here got on her knees and got her bottom out in the front instead of having her top in the front. This is going to hurt her as time goes on. Nobody's going to take her seriously that want her to give them deep divine knowledge and to educate young girls that have been in the same position that she's in once she done helped her get a train ran on through her and then get what she want, and then she's going to make up an excuse, well, you know, I think we got to part ways, I got to work on some project, I'm going to be busy, I got to go to this state, I got to go to this country, you know, and it's not that I don't want to be around or have cross around, but some things have came up and I'm just not going to have a lot of time. Get behind her back, key, because this is not about love and friendship. She's not that girlfriend. She's not Nipsey's sister friend. She wasn't even Nipsey's friend. She was sent on him as a means to an end by the elite. And they gave her a certain time limit. She couldn't get things done. She couldn't steal, pussy whip him and steal the Bitcoin and other chips she's looking for. Another system that she's looking for. Once they gave her time, she could not meet that. Then, you know, she had to deal with some consequences behind that. So now she's trying to get in there and still get what she can out. Just like every time she promote a movie, every time she promote clothes, she got to bring up his name to make people think they loved and bonded. But I'm going to tell you like this. You might not see it the way I do. That's fine with me. You love a man, and that's your husband, and you can't live without him. You've been in a fog, your memory been gone. But the past couple of years, you've been hanging around this sister, and the way you treat her doesn't tell me you in love with the sister at all. You think you're above all of them, and you're doing her a favor to have in your circle, but you're going to punish her to be in your circle. You're going to make her work to be in the circle in a derogatory way so that she's under you, and you let her know that you feel, and you letting the world know that you think and feel that she is beneath you. She's less than you, and you will love her and support her as long as she is less than you, and she could never get above you, and then you'll blackball her. She's the type of person that if she has you around her, she'll get close to you, and she thinks you're more talented than her, got more charisma and charm than her. She'll get close to you just to destroy you. Say one thing in your face, and then say, I'm going to help you and talk. Don't give her shit. Or let me see how she's handled. Or you're going to have her under me. Or I give it to her. Like she controls the net. Real two-faced it. And treacherous. Really wasn't loyal to them blue laces because she two-faced it. Really wasn't loyal to a crib. She might suck crib dick, but she's more down with that blood shit. And you can see the way she treats his family. Huh? It's always about an end game for her and coming on top because she's angry because she doesn't feel that she got everything from him that she deserved. Instead of him tricking her tricking him, he flipped that shit. And his punishment was there. Death. physical death. That is what he is saying. You see why I didn't bullshit? I want to get into this because I don't have a lot of time and it's late. So I'm going to have to come back at another time. And it says Samantha needs to be careful of any drug or alcohol addiction and disease such as herpes. Because she said if she in that circle where Puma got her at fucking them and group sex and shit, Samantha might come up with herpes. Because the people that she fucks with got it. In them entertainment circle. And said Puma has already taken the oath to sacrifice Samantha, just like she took it to sacrifice Nip. Said she gonna sacrifice her if she let her, and a group of other young girls that she would take under her wing and brutalize and mislead them into the dark side of sex trafficking and spirit soul swapping. Vampire off them to get power off of them, use them, and then they start going down. As time go on, they not gonna get the fame and fortune she promised. She gonna pimp them while she do black magic and sexual rituals on the pull out of them. Says she is soul swapping and promising them affluence, fame, fortune, movie stardom like they think she got. They say she's a handled sex slave that sold her soul for fake fame and fortune, and she gets now to be a beta sex slave handler for the sad low-level new generation of lost girls looking up to her. You know, like the ones that email me and say they're going to come to my house and beat my ass or hit me in the mouth and snatch my head. You know, them the young girls that follow her, that selling pussy or want to sell some. They get in her good graces or want to get her attention and her favor. These the same kinds of ones that got to do anything for young and fucking dumb. And the only way they get in Hollywood, there's always a handler. She just now got her segment of them. They all are done that way and initiated that way, just like she was. And that's what she's trying to do to Samantha. Says she's a beta sex slave handler for the sad low-level new generation of lost girls looking to be loved and healed by older women that were taught to break up, lie to, humiliate, abuse young girls/women for narcissistic satanic power sources to feed on the same way she was fed on and abused. Nipsey's sister will travel down a long, dark rabbit hole of the illusion of fake self-importance, fame, and fortune until the cycle of completion is full circle. 362 degrees of a Nipsey Hussle humiliation ritual, beginning and ending at the marathon. Because she came to the marathon and began it there, thought she was going to trick him, he fucked up, flipped it, and then she wanted his life to end where her relationship began at the marathon. This is a continuation of the humiliation and degradation and the exploitation of Nipsey Hussle. And she couldn't get to the mama and drain her, but she's trying to cloak herself with the mother's energy by pretending that she's Samantha's mother, surrogate mother. Oh, this is my baby. I'm a surrogate. That's my little sister. So that you can cloak yourself in Angelique's energy, because Angelique is more powerful than Puma baby mama. But you want to use that because you know the girl hurting for Angelique, the angel that gave birth to the god Hermes in the city of angels, dark angels, Los Angeles, the lost angels, the demonic brood of the satanic witches that run the Illuminati industry, music, movies, rap, acting, modeling, sex trafficking, drugging, and dick sucking and porn. And then sacrificing the motherfucker for they meat. This is a death cult. That's all this entertainment industry is. You're in there for a certain amount of time. You live longer the more wicked you are. And when your time is up and you got to sacrifice somebody because you don't want to sacrifice yourself or be sacrificed or sacrifice your child, you get other motherfuckers to sacrifice. That's why you get them on them contract. The demons are in the details. The devil's in the detail. And you got that insurance policy on it to cash their ass out when they get out of line, or you done use their ass, or they ass junked out, or suicide so you can't use their ass no fucking more. It's something else. You still trying to humiliate Nipsey and pay Nipsey back and still angry at him the way you got his sister on her knees. Exploiting her, trying to take more of him through the sister, because they might not, I don't think they got the same daddy, but they got the same mother. And she tells Puma everything and tell her their business and what's going on. So she used that shit against her, which ultimately hurts Nipsey. And trying to continually take some more of his property and his money. Okay? That's what he say to me. Says she's looking for women and girls to narcissistically, satanically power source to feed on the same way she was fed on and abused. Nipsey's sister will travel down a long, dark road, okay, rabbit hole of illusion, fake self-importance, and fame until the humiliation ritual of Nipsey Hussle begins and ends at the marathon. They show there's also some talking about some construction and blueprints and new design for the marathon property. So I wonder, are they tearing it down? Are they getting ready to tear it down? Nipsey showed me a bus track and a train track running through there or in the front of there. There's some construction going on, and there's new blueprints and additions and plans, blueprint for construction at the marathon. I'm wondering if that can happen now, when it going. And Puma want to get a percentage of that if they have not already gave it to her, promised it to her, a part of that, along with the family getting their cut. She has tried to integrate herself all in that for money and opportunity, and a lot of it too, again, is because she couldn't have him and control him like the fuck that she wanted to. So she's controlling the girl, playing on her heartbreak, her wounds, her weaknesses. It's just how she's got her in there, and she think that she's special. Because people looking at this tell her how good this look, but it's really, she can't see it right now. She flipping that girl upside down to play herself. While she playing a kiki, yeah, oh hey, how you doing? Yeah, she'll talk like she love her, but in the back is something else. Okay, it said the victory lap and the reverence and the revenge on the heart and soul of Nipsey Hussle is not complete. The queen bee of the life-giving honey she is trying to be, which is Angelique. She tried to be Angelique because she gave them life. She is trying to usurp the power of the queen mother, Ma'atu Angelique, through Nipsey's sister soul vessel to try to conquer the mind of the fetus that Angelique created in the city of angels to steal her power from male Nipsey to weaker, blinded female sister of Nipsey. Lord have mercy. Then he started writing here. I'll read a little bit of it and then write it all. And he starts saying to Puma, and you know, I don't really care how people take it because they're saying, you know, I'm making this up, I'm lying. Just look for yourself and judge me. And judge the situations to see, am I a liar? And see what comes out to be true. It's just like I said, last year there was going to be a shortage of gas. A gas problem in the United States. And I said just a couple of weeks ago there were going to be bad water storms. There's a bad hurricane and water storms 2 days here in Atlanta and other places with water and upheaval of it around the United States, and shortage of water, shortage of grain, shortage of food, infection of grains and farmers' property with rats, with mice, and then the government not protecting it or feeding them, and the COVIDs that I told you. Nipsey told me that one of those shots of COVID will destroy people's liver and destroy people's kidneys and the arteries and veins. He said something about the hepatic nerves in the liver. As it runs through the liver, the blood will start to coagulate and thicken and clot and won't move through there and kill the liver and kill the kidneys. And people will need to get liver transplants, kidney transplants. They won't be able to get them in time because it will happen spontaneously. Pregnant women's getting this shot, their babies are going to spontaneously die in their womb or fall out on them, have a miscarriage. Women have blood clots and heart attacks and heart problems and central nervous system problems. I have said this. And again, I'm willing to say it on camera since all these people be laughing and saying I'm crazy. That's why I'm saying it direct to your motherfucking ass. You hear me? Not indirect. So you can play it back or you can screen play it and I say I didn't say it and you said, let's yes, you did say that. Because you're going to see what I'm saying. And then too, you need to stay away from, excuse me, a lot of these people that got their COVID shot, because then some going to come up, they're going to start having a form of herpes and shingles on their midsection, their stomach. Shingles, that's what Nipsey said to me a few days ago. Shingles is in the herpes family. They're going to break out with these shingles all over their stomach and bumps and shit. Look like warts or chicken pox and have herpes from that shot, and then sweating and shedding that virus, because it alters and changes the DNA through their skin and through their pores, and sweating through their sperm, and they're going to transfer it to people that don't have it. Now, you know, allegedly in the spirit, you know, who am I? That's what I believe Nipsey told me in the spirit. So a lot of y'all won't have to get the shot, because you're going to get exposed to that shit and have problems indirect from being close to motherfuckers that's got... Okay, I'm saying the legend in the spirit. That's what I'm saying in the spirit. Blood clots, what I say, abortion, women ain't had no period for years, supposed to be in menopause, gonna bleed like a motherfucker. Have big old clots coming out on the size of your goddamn fists. Women that on their period gonna bleed real bad and clot longer than what they supposed to fucking bleed. And women that's pregnant, that get that shit, gonna have something wrong with their baby or it gonna die in them, and they're gonna spontaneously abort. That's what I see in the spirit. Now y'all watch up, keep up with news and things, and y'all tell me. So I'll wait for y'all. Fill me in. What he started saying to her, because he also brought up Black Sam Ayel, and his sister and Puma. And he's talking to Puma right now. He said, what the fuck did I tell you about my sister, bitch? Huh? I know the fuck you heard what the fuck I said. Because he said he have been around her and she has got people to try to channel him, get her messages. Either she acting like she don't hear him. He said, but he's been around. He said, what the fuck I tell you? He said, you know you will never fucking have me or possess me or control me or steal all of my money. You knew, and everybody around us knew, that we were not together, not dating, not living in the same place under the same roof when I was set up and murdered. You know who killed me, bitch. You was fucking a couple of my so-called homeboys and passing information and about my whereabouts, and you were still hanging around them and plotting, but it looked like somewhat might have done flipped on you a little bit with your fake lying ass. In the beginning, all I wanted to do was be with you and love you. You were never the one. I know you were put on a mission to make me love you, to trick me, to see me out of the marathon, music, movies, and money. You wanted the debt on my chips and my Bitcoin. You a thief that played on the Crips to try to do what you do. Use your fame and your pussy to deceive and steal from the crew. He said, you turned me into a madman. You had me crazy. You made me fall in love with you and out of love with you. Out of love with you permanently. When I found out you cheated on me with P. Diddy and other niggas, you was setting me up and you stole from me. You did black magic on me to make my mind crazy and make me go up and down and obsessed with you. I ran away and started fucking other people because I knew something wasn't right with you. I wasn't going to let you control me. You weren't going to make me weak with your pussy and marry me and set me up and take everything with the vampire Illuminati pussy spell you put on me to try to drain me and steal energy from me and steal my birthright, my bank account, and all of my businesses and my money. Redirect all of my family assets and money to you and trick me like you trick bitch ass niggas on my knees begging you for allowance after you steal and control my money? No. I had you on your knee like a dog on all four, eating pussy, popping pills, and sucking dick like a sneaky freaking whore. But you still can't control me or get me down. So now you want revenge, and you still trying to set me up and pimp my sister like a clown. Bitch, you think you slick? You trying to put her on her knees like she's sucking your dick, pretending that you love her, but you making her look like a lost trick, a lost and turned out trick. If you was my wife and you really love me and respect me, and if I'm your husband and we were bonded in love and loyalty, and you such a spiritually evolved woman that was in a monogamous relationship, spending your life with me, why you got my sister on her knees like a house broke, butt broke, subjugated, inferior female sex slave, begging for love and approval from a half-breed that look down on her and thinks she better than her and above, but she fucked, better than her and above her, but you fucked her brother and used his seed to have his son so the marathon she could tap into and bleed. You thought you was better than me. You thought you was doing me a favor to treat me and fuck me and let me ski and beat so you could catch this nut and let it incubate in your butt and double cross me in the end with the marathon on the menu with my corpse as an insurance policy collateral to continue? Do you know me, bug? You can't even conceive me. See, you can't even see what I see. You don't even know what I know. You can't even comprehend me in the quantum mind reality. You had my crew all money in on their knees around you. Now my sister on her knees all around you. And you still can't quantify the decision around my organization. As I did, you helped destroy and steal everything I built. You are not my wife or female representation of me. If I left my business in your hands as a female counterpart to me and community activist, I would still be thriving and be bigger with programs for children and community programs. My friends would not be still being killed right now. He said his friends and people still being killed right now in LA to stop them from telling what happened to avenge Nipsey physical death and the execution and an assassination. He said, you have not done anything to go to the LAPD, the state, judicial, legislature, federal laws. You haven't done anything to change, amend, and act anything on the behalf of me as my wife, and to get justice and to bring more attention to the death of Nipsey Hussle and avenge the death and continue and make an even bigger legacy. 2 years after I've gone, if you say you love me, you're a good wife to me, a spirit wife to me, like MLK or the heartbroken soulmate and life partner of the roaring lion Betty Shabazz that walked through the fire before she died. That's Malcolm's wife, and you have never been that kind of woman to me, a wife to me. I gotta go because this is going out. I don't know if I could hold it and keep this charge. But you see why I wanted to get right into that. You see how sad and devastating. I didn't want to repeat that. I really did not want to get into that, and I can just wait to hear the drama and the criticism. But I've been sitting on this, and this is what I believe. That this man is saying to me, he's very, very upset about. He said, no honor and no integrity among thieves. He said, you don't have any honor and integrity for what you say we had, what you telling the world. I belong to you, you belong to me. You love me, trust me, and respect me, and you got my baby sister out here like this. He said, and you still have not done anything to avenge my death. You still have not done anything to build up my organization, the community, and deal with activism and children. He said, we're coming into summer now. I will buy summer clothes. I will buy going back to school clothes. I will buy groceries. I will help pay people rent and pay their bills, send them to school. He said, where is your list to be the same as I am and I was in my body? If you are my wife, you are the exact female image and duplicate of me. You walk like me, talk like me, think like me, live like me, met out balance and justice and judgment as me. He said the community is a mess and it has fallen down since I have been assassinated and physically put to rest. But you're bragging that you know me. You were closer to me than any woman. You knew me better than any woman. And you are so spiritual and elevated because of my death. But when you were laying in the bed with me, could you really see the spirituality above the sexual shit I did, getting high, the drunk, all the stuff I did? Why didn't you still see the deeper essence of me and the quantum mind of me, the financial part of me, the genius part of me, the computer part of me, the community loving part of me, the person that lived and died for my people? He said, you are not exhibiting that. If I gave you those orders, he said, you didn't even exhibit that when I was physically here. You didn't participate in those programs, and you were not a community activist. You wanted to take all money in and get all money out from me and live your own affluent lifestyle and take advantage of me and exploit me because you thought you was above me and better than me, and I'm some weak bitch ass pussy whoop hood nigga that you was doing a favor to have on your arm. He said, you didn't live that then and you're not living it now. But you are my spiritual soulmate, my spiritual life partner, and you are walking in the spirit. He said, but your life does not reflect that, and it is not a quantum mind duplicate and blueprint of the life I live. That's why I know you weren't studying me, you weren't studying my philosophy, you didn't believe in my philosophy, because you say you love me, but you are not applying what Nipsey Hussle believed. He said, you are not running any organization that helps to educate the children and feed the mind, the heart, the body, the stomach, and the intellect of the children like I had planned to do, and I was working to do and was doing. You don't really care about those things. And people that can see, he said, let them see. People that can hear, let them hear and observe. To watch your behavior and your movement and your action. Because you are not reflecting what a mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and spirit wife would do if you are not reflecting the mind of the man that you used to screw. That you say you was married to. That's all I can give right now, because I can't hold this. With my hand, I got to put his food out. I'm at 14%. I think I've probably given you enough to go on and listen to until I could come back, because he wanted me to get, he said there's a lot of fighting over there, jealousy, competition, a lot of conflict, nightmares, headaches. There's drama and suffering behind this man's physical death with Samantha and with Puma, because this is not working out the way that she thought it would work out. There's death. There's law enforcement here. There are more legal issues and judges here around Puma and around Nipsey's sister. No, he didn't choose her, because if he chose her, they would be married. He was sleeping with her. He was sleeping with Tanisha. He was sleeping with several people. They broke up 13, 14 times. And they weren't together when he physically died. So no, he did not. And even if he did, once he learned his lesson and he pulled away from that, he didn't want to be with that anymore. He saw what he needed to see. Just because he slept with Tanisha and chose her, he's supposed to be with her? So because he got with Puma, he's supposed to stay there? Once he evolved, he left. And that's why he was never faithful. He doesn't have to stay with her because he chose to be with her at first, once he saw she wasn't what he thought. And because he had a child with her, he has a choice to move on if he wants to. He has a choice to evolve and learn, which is what he's doing now on the other side. And he's watching everything. People have a right to be with their tribe that vibrates where they are vibrating, and came here to manifest the way they're here to manifest and learn what they need to learn and teach them. You don't have to be stuck with someone because they're so-called famous and they're in movies or they're entertainer, and you think because you look down on yourself that you need to be with that and he's a fool to not be with that, and instead of finding somebody equally yoked with him and about the community and teaching and children and education and building up a community where they're self-sufficient and independent. He said she was never about that. She didn't do that before she got with him, and she's not doing that now. And that was his ultimate dream with the marathon and that whole community, to make them self-sufficient and independent, so they don't have to depend on nobody or be taken care of or exploited by nobody, having to go outside the hood and buy overpriced things, low quality things inside of the neighborhood or outside. They could depend on themselves. They could make their own things. So there's a lot of people that didn't want that. Thank you, Philanda, the text. And a lot of people don't want to remember that. The text said it all. What she said, and reading a text from January, and you were standing at the funeral in April. They were not on good terms. He was very paranoid because he knew they were going to kill him. He said that he wasn't around her. He didn't trust her. He went sleeping with a whole bunch of women in the last three months of his life because he didn't trust. He didn't trust nobody. He didn't know who was going to be sent. But he knew it was on his own brotherhood and the own females inside that community that were going to take him out. And again, you don't like my readings, you don't agree with my readings, stay the fuck off my page. Thank you. You can't control me. You can only experience me. That says a lot that they weren't married and they weren't happily drunk in love. He pulled away. I'm going to wrap this up now. It's just part 2. I'm going to have to come back and finish the rest because it's so much and I'm still not finished. I don't know when I'm coming back because I got a lot of stuff going on. But I want to share that with you all. I love you all. Thank you for loving me, supporting me, and cash apping me. And riding with me when people try to threaten to kill me. Pass my address out, my phone number, threaten to come to my house. All this craziness I'm dealing with because I chose to pass this man's message. And I'm not the first one who said she helped dig his grave. I'm not the first one who said a lot of things that I said. But instead of them getting threatened and put their address out and people emailing them saying I'm going to come and bust you in the face, it's like that's not happening to them. It's happening to me. But it's all good though. I'm still going to pass the messages I believe I'm supposed to pass. And honor this man's wishes. And anybody else's wishes that I want to listen to and pass their messages. And I thank you for everybody that love me, donating me, helping me, keeping me alive so that I can focus. I can do this. I can pass this information in a way that he wants me to pass this information. I'm not trying to start trouble. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Like I always say, if you can prove that I'm lying, just show the evidence that I'm lying and I'll take it down. But what I said about the pictures and stuff, they're there. I can't make that up. They're there. They're in public. They're on Instagram and she's thinking that shit is cute. What she does to that little young girl. I'm supposed to be her husband's sister. It says a lot. Either you all have been involved or you want to force this girl to do something unnatural with you and get sexually involved with you when you were already involved with her brother and has a son by her brother. You want to do some debauchery and defile the sister. I wasn't going to say anything, but Nipsey's very angry about it. He's more angry with her than he is Samantha because he's like, I know I've had my issues with Samantha and I know how she can be. He said, but you should have left her alone to learn whatever she needs to learn. He said, I know behind the scene because I seen you and I heard you. You're exploiting her. And you think it's funny as a way to hurt me and discredit her in the long run so that she won't be able to go up against her or say anything about her how she really is because a lot of people won't want to believe her because you got her out there with her behind out like that. Cheering it on. That's fine if his sister has a girlfriend. I understand it. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm saying it the way that things are done. The way that things are done and how she's exploited. Just because she's a lesbian don't mean she got to get out there like that. It's a way to do everything. And then we see Puma up with it and then got a so what? So because she have a girlfriend that justified that his baby mama got her on her knees like that? In front of her pussy like that? You see what I'm saying? They don't like she pushing up on her. They got a swap meet in front of the marathon. Okay, how long ago did you see the swap meet? Was it this year? Was it last year? Is the store still there? The building's still there but boarded up? Well, I guess you don't hear me. I'm going to go. You can put it in later. It's at 8%. I don't have much time. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.